Hello and welcome to Conversations with Chrissy. By now, you know the names and the faces. I'm Whitney, and I'm here with MDOT MVA Administrator Chrissy Nizer.
Hi, Whitney. How are you?
Doing well, Chrissy. What about you?
Good to be with you.
It's getting to be that time of year. The weather is starting to cool down, and the days are getting a little shorter. So it's a really good time of year to bring you guys some important safety tips and updates here from the MVA. But before we get into that, we want to brag a little bit, right? We've got some special honors that we recently received for maintaining the highest safety and security standards for our customers, and we would like to share them all with you. So Chrissy, tell us about this year's AAMVA Awards.
Sure, I'll start off and just give you a sense of who AAMVA is. For those of you who don't know, it is a nonprofit organization, and really it's dedicated to developing programs in motor vehicle administration, law enforcement, and safety, all about best practices and how can we do things the best way to serve the residents in our state. And so MDOT MVA was really honored to receive 3 service awards and security awards. Improvement Through Efficiencies Award for expanding our online CDL services. That's something we did during the pandemic. Really proud to help our commercial drivers with that enhancement. The innovative use of technology. We're always so proud of our IT team and the great work they do. That was actually for our first stop tool that we've talked about here during our monthly filmings.
Absolutely.
To help customers realize what online services they have available. And then of course, fraud prevention and detection, something we take very seriously. That was an award that honored our team for thwarting a fraud attempt at one of our branch offices. So actually involved our branch employees as well as our security team.
Wow, and we're all very proud of all of those awards, especially the leader of our Investigations and Security Services Department, Mr. Eric Dans. And he had a few words that he wanted to share about this year's award.
I'm very proud of them. They do this kind of work every day. Sometimes it's nice for them to get recognized for their hard work. They receive complaints almost every day about some type of fraud, and they follow up. And I'm glad that this case was recognized by AAMVA. You have to maintain the integrity of the system, and you have this battle between convenience and integrity. And convenience, where the fraudsters like to exploit the convenience, and to have a great team of talented investigators looking for this fraud and frontline people helps prevent these fraudsters from ruining the integrity of our system.
And again, congratulations to Eric and his team and all of this year's winners. And before we move on from that, Chrissy, you actually have a pretty big announcement that came out of this year's AAMVA conference as well.
I do. Well, first I just want to add my thanks and praise for our employees. We have such a great team here at MDOT MVA. For all of those who won the awards that we got this year, thank you for your dedication, again, to serving the residents of Maryland, making sure they're getting their services efficiently and safe, and their information is protected. But yeah, it's an exciting announcement really for all of the state of Maryland, I think. At AAMVA, which we talked about, I was elected to serve as the chair of the board, which means that Maryland gets a front seat in a lot of those policy conversations that happen at the national level related to motor vehicle services and highway safety. It also importantly means that the conference next year in September will be coming here to Baltimore, so an opportunity for everybody to show their Maryland pride and enjoy and host a large group of representatives really internationally who will be here to talk about motor vehicle and highway safety issues. So we're definitely looking forward to that, and another great testament of the work we do here in Maryland and the pride we take in everything we do.
Very exciting for the state, and we're very proud of you as well, Chrissy. Congratulations. Now, moving on to our next topic, October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So we talked about fraud prevention and how critical that is, and that's something that we're committed to, not only digitally and in the branches, but in all aspects of our customer service.
Definitely, especially as we expand online services. And so, not only us, but during COVID, obviously, everybody was using those online processes a lot more, not going to physical stores, not coming to our branch offices maybe quite as frequently. Because we do have data on so many Maryland residents and so much information that's critical and sensitive to them, it's really something we take very seriously. It's one of those critical missions. We want to make sure you as our customers have confidence that we're storing the the information properly, and we're making sure that nothing is happening to put that information at risk. Earlier this year, some of our customers reported that they were receiving a phishing text, and it was asking for personal data, to click on a link and provide personal information. Immediately, as soon as we found out about it, our teams took action. We put out some public service announcements. We emailed our customers to let them know we would never ask you for that kind of personal information to be entered in through a website. First of all, we already have that information, and so the message is just in Cybersecurity Month, and frankly all year long, just be careful with your personal information and make sure you protect that to the greatest extent possible.
And there's someone else who would like to share a few words, someone who knows a lot about this topic and was really instrumental in, getting that phishing site taken down when that happened earlier this year. And that is our IT director, Nagash Asafa.
We have a phenomenal team. Our responsiveness, our vigilance is phenomenal. The bad guys increasingly, as we make it harder to penetrate our systems, are going to our customers, creating this phishing sites. And whenever these incidents happen and when our customers communicate that to us, the last time within 24 hours the site was brought down and going back to the source, to the hosting agents. So we have a phenomenal team that is doing an outstanding job to protect our customers' information.
Nagash also says that in today's digital environment, 80% of all cybersecurity attacks are related to those phishing sites and phishing scams. So it's really kind of a critical problem going on right now nationwide. And when we talk about customers taking steps to protect themselves, Chrissy, what would you want folks to know?
It really is. And whether it's coming from us or it's coming from another organization, really always make sure you protect your personal information. Again, we would never ask you for that kind of private information. We already have that data on you. So we wouldn't send you a link and ask you to complete that information. Also, if you see something that you think is suspicious, go ahead and delete it. Be on the safe side. Contact us, let us know. We'll look into it, as we did with the customers who notified us that time. And just make sure you protect that information to the greatest extent possible. So check the website, check the URL, as we say, the address of the website. When you're attempting to access MBA services, if you think you clicked on something and it's taking you to a legitimate MBA address, make sure our website is www.mba.maryland.gov. That gov is always important, I would say, on government websites at the end. Sometimes there's other websites that try to pretend that they're, a state or federal government website. So there's always good things to look for to make sure you're in the right place.
Great tips this Cybersecurity Awareness Month and all year long, for sure.
That's right, definitely.
Now, October's a busy month. It is also Pedestrian Safety Awareness Month. So that's a big issue for us. It's something that we talk about every month, how critical it is to be careful not only as a pedestrian, but to watch out for pedestrians as a driver. So, specifically, Chrissy, as we mentioned earlier, with the days getting shorter and, the time getting ready to change, what do you want our viewers to know?
Certainly our pedestrians are our most vulnerable roadway user. They're not protected in the same way that you are in a vehicle, but you're right. During this time of year, it's getting dark earlier. Obviously in darkness, if somebody's wearing darker colored clothing, you can't identify them as quickly and as easily. So remember, each of us is a pedestrian at some point, right? Whether it's walking the kids to school or going to the bus stop or just walking for leisure, as a lot of folks have done during the pandemic. The statistics are really alarming in that 1 in 4 people killed in a Maryland crash is a pedestrian. What that says to me is we need to look out for each other. We need to make sure that we're being especially aware, especially as the sun goes down earlier, what's going on. We do have little ones out there, children going to the bus, and so be especially conscious of that. For our pedestrians, ask that you always walk on a sidewalk. Obviously, if there is a sidewalk, use crosswalks and cross only at the intersection, and obviously follow any walk signals if you are at a light. But drivers, please slow down, obey those traffic signals, give the pedestrian the right of way if it's their due. The faster you're going in a vehicle, obviously less likely you are to see that pedestrian, whether they're in the crosswalk or otherwise. And so, it's about taking that time, making sure that you arrive at your destination safely, as well as everybody else that's on the roadway. So definitely look out for each other, and that way we can all make it home.
And another important reminder, make sure when you're out on the roads to move over for first responders, tow truck drivers, and roadway workers. We just had a great event last week in which we partnered with other MDOT agencies and AAA, as well as our law enforcement partners, to kind of remind folks of that critical message around this time of year. So if you would like to see some of the clips from that press conference, you can check them out right here on Facebook. And for more information related to MDOT MVA, visit our website, mva.maryland.gov. Until next month, Chrissy, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Be safe.